Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between Bly and the Little One here on Steps of War. So the Little One spawning as the red Protoss player, Bly spawning as the blue Zerg player, and as I'm watching this game right now, I'm already getting a little tired, so I should probably take a nap and take a rest and then come back to it. But already started, and I should just get this game through and perhaps I'll take a rest in a little bit. Anyways, Bly for EG, pretty much spawning as the blue Zerg. Wow, getting my colors confused. Spawning as the blue Zerg, and now gonna go ahead and scout out with this drone. So that drone's gonna go ahead and head up that ramp. Little One placing that pylon right there by that front door, perhaps to be able to get a little bit of a wall in, perhaps prevent those Zerglings from being able to run in nearly as quickly. So probe now coming back over, gonna go ahead and drop a gateway, so a fairly early gateway, and that there's only gonna be a single file or one real way to get into this base. So yeah, taking a look, there's only that much room to really come in through that front door. I believe that's enough room for an immortal, but really not enough room for all those units to really be able to push back in. So yeah, that's it right there. Drone now gonna go ahead and come back as well. Just wanted to make sure that there was no proxy pylons that he had to worry about. That seemed to be the main strategy. Bly now going to go ahead and head back to his base. Spawning pool already down, and perhaps he will go ahead and build a hatchery. No, not going for a hatchery. Just going to go ahead and just operate out of one single base at this time. Bly also getting a single extractor up and running, so perhaps for either for the tier to tech 2 or the tech to tier 2, or the speedling upgrade over here at that spawning pool. Overlord now going to be going ahead and heading up that ramp as Peppy the Probe now going to come in and get a look around on that Zerg creep. So yeah, just moving around on that Zerg creep. Not much to really say or not much to really do. Just taking a look at that creep, taking a look. Okay, gonna go ahead and head back on out. Back over here, the Little One operating off of a single gateway and now getting that cybernetics core. So looking to do a gateway cybernetics core to a robotics facility. Perhaps he's expecting roaches. Yeah, probably no, that roach warren was just recently placed, so he cannot know that there's in fact roaches coming in just quite yet. Zerglings now coming out, perhaps to try to take down that one probe, but with a zealot joining in on that army, that's not going to be a very even fight by any stretch of the imagination. That zealot can pretty much solo 3 Zerglings by himself, even without that probe. Getting a couple of free hits on that probe. That probe now getting taken down, and now that zealot being forced to do a little bit of a hit and attack, hit and move. Very nicely done. However, Bly should really be using that queen. Down goes that. Yeah, able to take down. No, finally able to take down that one zealot, and so both sides suffering about the same amount of losses. Bly for EG losing 5 Zerglings, while Little One losing 1 probe and 1 zealot. That's why there's 25 resources there. Zealot now once again heading back to his base, trying to regroup as we now have a stalker being produced. Robotics facility? No, gateway. So a secondary gateway being produced before a robotics facility or anything else. Perhaps a warp gate, and it's going to be a proxy. Maybe he's going to go into a 4-gate strategy and try to just overrun with stalkers and zealots. That would be a very viable option at this stage, as a lot of Zerg players tend to like to get that fast expansion up and running, and then that may suffer, or that may cause the army to suffer significantly in terms of just army size. Bly is sitting on a 525 army, while Little One sitting at 350. However, Bly is maxed out 24 over 18 food, so is currently supply locked, and until more overlords are produced, still sitting on 26 over 26, so still supply locked. Zergling's gonna go ahead and head back up that, or try to get up through that ramp. One zealot trying to fight back, and those roaches able to push through there pretty much without any real issues. So those roaches apply for EG, gonna be able to focus down a lot of these units, and now a force field coming in. So that force field and those stalkers who have a faster movement speed than those roaches are going to be able to just focus down these roaches so easily. Little One now trying to chase down one of those stalkers. Stalker's down to 5 hit points. Now switching back, going to go ahead and chase down another stalker. One stalker already getting taken down, so 3 roaches in that base, taking down a lot of the workers of the Little One. The Little One not moving those probes, finally moving those probes back. Roaches trying to get back out. Another roach going to get taken down, and now it's going to be 2 stalkers against a single roach. And based upon this fight, you wouldn't believe that roach is only a 1 food unit. Roach is now coming in, now focusing down one of those stalkers fairly easily, but those stalkers with that higher movement speed able to just dance around much more quickly. Gateways now being upgraded to a warp gate and enabling them to just deploy a stalker down to the bottom side of that field, but still not really being microed back up yet. More roaches coming in. Secondary stalker getting taken down, so 2 stalkers against 2 roaches, and who's gonna win out on this fight? Those roaches losing that one of that armor is, I don't know if math-wise whether or not it affects anything, but that stalker is sitting at what, 80 hit points, fighting back against that single roach, and that roach is once again getting taken back out. Really, at some point, Bly really needs to stop this push. This push is just sending units single file to their death, as the little one is able to macro up a decent sized army to really counter it. And it looks as though, yes, the little one finally stopping that whole entire stopping the whole entire pressure, as the little one also gets 2 sentries. So very nicely timed, those 2 sentries. It would have been able to trap 2 or 3 of those roaches onto that lower ground, and while separating the armies and then being able to pick them off, split the army, and divide and conquer sort of tactic. Bly for EG getting caught in the open field with another Overlord, so that Overlord quickly getting taken down once again. Bly for EG sitting at 26 over 26 food still. Has plenty of larva, but does not have a single creep tumor out on the field. And look at that. There's, yeah, really bad play by Bly. Bly should definitely try to get some more, or try to get some creep tumors out in order to get a better positioning within that base. Being able to micro those roaches against a large number of stalkers and sentries that are now coming in. Army-wise, this is not going to be a good fight for Bly. Bly was able to apply early pressure, but that pressure is not going to capitalize into anything at this stage in the game. Yeah, those roaches trying to chase down one low hit point sentry is going to get taken down. Another sentry going to get taken down, and that last roach trying to scamper back onto that creep and finally able to get it there. That down goes another Overlord, as the Queen finally engaging on this fight. We have a Spine Crawler. That Spine Crawler doing 30 damage and attack towards those stalkers, but really those stalkers able to just focus it down and take it down without any issue. Queen continuing to move around Bly without that extended creep, really making it difficult for those roaches to do anything. Spine Crawler now once again trying to root himself in position and perhaps be in a better position to try to defend against those stalkers, and those stalkers now pushing back in. Layer upgrading the tier 2 now, and we should probably be seeing a Hydralisk Den of some Hydralisk Den, as the Hydralisk Den will be able to produce Hydralisk, enabling him to enabling Bly to really be able to defend his base a little bit more effectively. Army-wise, though, things still not looking good. 300 minerals in Zerglings versus 1,050 here, plus a couple units still being walked over. Robotics facility finally being built. Gonna go ahead and grab an observer. Overlord sitting over here, making sure that there's nothing building back over here as those destructible rocks are in play. And now a pylon being built by the little one on the lower ground at the fast expansion, enabling him to warp in units. Currently running off of double warp gates, so still not that much of a macro game, but sitting on a 60 over 74 food army, and I'm not sure what exactly the little one's waiting for at this stage. He should be able to just push in with the army that he has. Creep tumor now being finally used by Bly. Bly wanting to use that creep tumor in order to have those Zerglings perhaps move much more effectively everywhere. I do not see any Hydralisk being produced and no army units being produced, while the little one has just continued to macro up more units. Changeling getting killed right there, as it's a Changeling wearing a Zealot armor. Another creep tumor once again being spawned out across that map, and gonna go ahead and pop up in just a moment. Waiting for the inevitable fight. Zergling's gonna try to test that front door, but yeah, that's just too many units. Immortals, Stalkers, Sentries, Zealots. That's gonna be too much, even for the Queen and that single Spine Crawler. Gonna go ahead. Zergling's trying to surround, trying to take down some of those sentries. Nice use of force field, making it so that those stalkers pretty much don't have any melee room whatsoever. Drones coming off the line in order to lend a spine, but that's going to be too much, and Bly says GG. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 here on Steps of War.